Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. What's the most important camera lens you've ever owned? For me, it's the Sigma 35 1.4 Art that I saved up for in 2015. It was my first real big camera lens investment, and it was something I used for everything for years. It never left my camera. The only problem, it's not compatible with my current camera. So last month I picked up a Sigma 35 1.2 Art with high expectations. It's essentially my favorite lens, but on steroids. So today we're gonna take it out, test it, see how this ridiculously low 1.2 aperture works, and if all this glass in extreme size is worth it. What up, y'all? So welcome to another vlog. Y'all know the new mission on the channel, no pressure on myself, just getting out to have fun. Y'all know the goal is to get one photo that we like. Tonight's original plan was a location in Buckhead, but it was just not working out, so I drove to Midtown. If you like these videos, comment, hit the thumbs up, do all that stuff to let me know, because I know you're not from Atlanta, you don't understand what it means to drive from Buckhead to Midtown, but it's a lot. But we're at one of my favorite locations. I've never been able to get good photos here, so we're gonna give it a shot tonight, and we have plans to get out and shoot tomorrow morning. It's gonna be a good vlog. All right, it is 6:15 in the morning. I'm tired, but we're gonna go make some cool stuff. There's really 5 main reasons why you would want to buy something like a 1.2, 1.4 35. The first is it just makes everything easier because of the low aperture. So right now we're going to like the famous Atlanta Jackson Street Bridge. This is normally a photo you need a tripod for, but because it's that early morning hour and we have a lens that stops down to 1.2, I'll probably be able to shoot this at like ISO 800 and still get a very usable photo. I think a 1.8 would be okay, but I don't know. It's just convenience. That's the main, that's one of the first reasons why this is so great. So a little trick that I'm doing right now, you could get this shot and have it be like, you know, the boring tourist photo, that's cool, but I'm trying to use this to create like some frame for the city. I think Alec calls it like dirty framing, which is kind of can't lie, it's kind of an odd name for it. I just call it like layers, but that's the goal, is use something to, I don't know, switch up your shot to be different from everybody else. I'm trying one more thing here. I don't know if this is gonna work, but what I'm doing is I drop my ISO down to like 200, and so my shutter is gonna be 1/5, 1/4 of a second. So what I'm trying to do is move the camera a little bit and get some type of motion on the cityscape. Kind of working, not really. So we're at location 2 now, and the second reason why a 35mm makes sense, or it's a good investment into something like this one, is the image quality. So we're trying a street photo that we're probably gonna be waiting around for a while. No, we're not, no, we're not. All right, we got, yo, y'all saw it live. We stood here for probably, what, like 20 minutes before this to get the shot. So the idea was we're gonna have a person cross through this street right here. We're gonna have the city in the backdrop with a nice sunset. We're gonna have all these different layers going on. And because there's so much glass in this lens, quality is A1. This lens does not have something that is usually good about 35mm lenses, which is size. This thing is monstrous because it's a 1.2, but if you get like a 1.8, usually they're pretty small and pretty versatile. You can actually fit your camera in a hoodie, or it's easy to fit in your bag, but we're making an exception today because of the insane quality of this. Oh look, my camera bag is right here, just waiting for me. Are you gonna show them the new watch?
Dude, check it out. Moon's watch, baby.
This shit is sick.
Mission to Venus.
I'm a little annoyed at him. I missed his Instagram story when he was in Europe and bought that. I would have sent him money immediately to get me one, but that's how it goes, the algorithm on that one. Hang on 1 second.
How do I deal with what I'm feeling? Maybe I just don't. What you do.
Dogs always find me when we're out in these videos.
All alone.
But But what makes this an awesome lens is obviously the 1.2. The depth of field you can get is insane. So in a situation like this, we don't have the greatest backdrop, but we can still get the details of the car and then kind of eliminate the less than ideal backdrop from the shot with all that depth of field. Alec is the car guy. Is this the Ferris Bueller car?
No, that was a Ferrari, California.
Wow, stupid. What idiot. The owner of that place was really cool. Photos, so it looked like they needed to clean up that Porsche, what was that thing called?
964.
That 964. It needed to be cleaned up a little bit, so I'm not sure how the photos are gonna look. But we did have a split second to photograph that, what was that thing called?
2002.
BMW 2002 inside, that lime green. That was sick. I wish we had more time with that, but kind of a cool little impromptu photo stop on the day. I'll take it.
Mixing my drugs, wishing I could forget all of the damage I did, I regret losing my sanity.
5 mile run in the books. So I made some changes to the office. As you can see, we are in an empty room right now. We're on those early Amazon Jeff Bezos vibes, if you've ever seen that picture. I personally like it. I feel like I'm back in the trenches, back on day one, just doing what I do on the internet. But I did move all the storage to the closet. It does look pretty cool in there. But a common misconception about people who want to do my job is that they need some like crazy setup. Trust me, you don't. Look at a lot of businesses that are doing very well. They typically don't have fancy, insane offices. So if you're just getting started on YouTube or making content or being a photographer, a room like this is completely fine. Trust me. So something else I've been working on that's really cool, this is the new Modern Creative Money course curriculum. We're re-recording the entire course. I'm working with a new teacher in Denver. This is what I've added to the notebook. I just sent all this off to the graphic designer. I think we have 15 or 14 new pages. These are some of the new pages we're adding right here. Cannot wait to get this live for all current students. If you have no idea what this is, you can go to moderncreativemoney.com, get more information, and drop your email to find out when we relaunch. But that's what I'm working on. Let's go edit some photos. So while I'm editing, I want to thank the sponsor on today's video, Squarespace. Squarespace has been an essential part of my photography business since day one because of how easy they make it to design a website. Squarespace's beautiful and easy to use drag and drop templates allow people like you and me with no web design experience to create a professional looking website with ease. And if you don't believe me, check out my most recent video. I'll link it in the description down below, where I break down how to build a Squarespace site in one afternoon and start using that site to sell digital products and create passive income for your business. So if you're a photographer out there looking to sell presets or sell physical products like prints, this is the video for you. And another thing I love about Squarespace is the ability to connect with my audience through their email marketing tools. You can have your website and your email marketing all in one place with Squarespace. Try it for yourself today. Squarespace is hooking up everyone on the channel with a free trial. Just go to squarespace.com/EvanRamp to start, and then when you're ready to sign up, use code EvanRamp to save 10% and send your site live. That's squarespace.com/EvanRamp to start a free trial and use code EvanRamp to save 10% when it's time to sign up. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. So kind of a weird photo day. We had the quintessential photographer's experience in that video. The beginning of the video, I just got out and made photos for maybe 20 minutes, made pictures that I loved. And then the second half of the video, we got out in the morning, made photos for over 2 hours, and I'm not super happy with any of them, but we did achieve the goal, as always, of making one photo that I liked. I'll talk about those in a second, but I want to go over the photos that I'm not super happy with and explain that shoot. So when we went out in the morning, we were kind of just freestyling. You know, it was like, hey, I think this might be a good shot. Let's go try here. Let's try here. We didn't have a real set agenda or a shot list. We were just trying to do some street photography and see what we could come up with. And the nature of that is that it's not always going to work out. So that first location we went to, Jackson Street Bridge, I was hoping for more of a sunrise, something happening there. Nothing really happened. That photo is kind of just a wash. And the next location we went to, that street photo from the rooftop, I love the layers in that photo. That's a composition that I've been wanting to get for a long time, but that sunrise was pretty weak and didn't really give us a lot of drama, and I think that photo would look better on a sunrise that's a little bit stronger. So that one didn't do it for me either. But the night photos, insane. Exactly what I wanted with this location. My favorite photo on the night is this one right here. Now, this is the photo that I've had in my head for a long time now, and I've never been able to make it come to life. Now, the reason why this photo is so important to me is because Atlanta is just changing so much. You see, the initial idea for this video was to go to that Landmark Diner location that I mentioned. but that location seems like it's on its way out. All the lights weren't on. The only thing lit up was the marquee sign, and I'm glad I have a photo of that, but I'm starting to feel like in Atlanta, these locations that are kind of historic and have a lot of flavor to them are on their way out, and I wanted to make sure I had an image of this location with this crazy neon sign that's kind of an Atlanta classic. It's in a very busy area before it ended up getting torn down or reused for something else, because that building is not being used. So I finally have that photo. If I ever make another Atlanta book, or if it does get torn down, I have something to really document it in a way I'm proud of. And this shoot really highlighted why this 1.2 lens is a great lens for someone like me. I've talked about it before. The Leica SL2 is a terrible low light camera. The images are always noisy and grainy, and I can't stand the way they look, but I love the colors that you get from the Leica camera, so I choose to pick my battles, and with a lens like this, I can get the best of both. These images all looked clean, they looked sharp, and the best part, they weren't overly noisy. Now, the photo that could have been the best photo on the day, an absolute banger of an image, is that one utilizing the Marquee Plaza sign and having that shadowy figure walk through that was silhouetted. I messed this shot up by not hesitating for 0.2 seconds. If that subject had moved a little bit more into the frame, they would have been composed better against that wall and the image would have flowed a lot more. Not to say this is a bad image and that I'm not happy with it, but it's not perfect for me, and I always strive to get like the perfect street photo that can't be easily replicated, and unfortunately for me, it's going to be difficult to replicate this one in the future. I don't know the next time that somebody with a fedora is going to walk through that scene perfectly when I'm there at night, but that image would have been my favorite had I got it right. But overall, my favorite photo on the day is that long exposure that I mentioned. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 3.9 out of 5. Y'all have the editing formula for that, so if you have my presets from evanramp.com, you can go back in the video, get that editing formula, and replicate that editing style very easily. But to summarize my takeaway from this video today, the 35 f2 is perfect for me. I absolutely love this lens. I've been using it a lot before this video. I've been using it a lot for YouTube thumbnails. I used it for street photography in the last video, and it works perfect. It's exactly what I needed. It's basically like an elevated version of that 35-1.4 that I loved so much, that I used for so long early in my career. But the thing you sacrifice for this low light capability is the fact that it is a massive heavy lens, and I could understand that a lot of people don't want that and they would opt for a 1.4 or a 1.8 version because they can save money and they don't have this ridiculously large size. But to each their own. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.